Nickelodeon has always entertained people with their many shows like SpongeBob, SpongeBob. You know, if you turn to their channel at any day, you'll most likely run into an episode of SpongeBob. But back in the day, when SpongeBob wasn't on, there were some other choices. Case in point, the Penguins of Madagascar, brought to us in November of 2008. This show was, in general, serviceable because of the writing, the comedy, and the animation. Now, I'm not ashamed to admit that this show was my go-to series, mainly because of the Madagascar movies that got me introduced to our main characters like Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private. Speaking of, this flightless quartet actually had their own spin-off movie at some point, which wasn't that good considering that the movie's villain sucked. I mean, geez, that movie made me appreciate the series more, which had a much better villain. During the first season, the group's stern leader, Skipper, would talk about his quote-unquote nemesis every once in a while, but that was it. Oh, and a zoo animal had acted as a spy for this mystery villain once. Yeah, I was that invested in the show. But come 2010, there was talk about a half-hour special that would shed light on this supervillain in question. Ladies and gentlemen, and LarryBoy, if you ever want to tango with this guy, I present to you Dr. Blowhole. Now, my introduction to the villain was this. During an episode of SpongeBob, yeah, Nickelodeon has that show on repeat 24/7. Anyway, at the beginning of 2010, you would get these promos saying that Dr. Blowhole was coming. He was going to wreak havoc in some way. The way this special was advertised, it got me hooked. From the quick promo sharing facts about this bad guy to the actual trailer, this had to be it. Unfortunately, when this special had first premiered, I wasn't able to watch it because, well, LarryBoy was and still is my first choice when picking a kids show to watch. But about a month or so later, I had tuned into the special by chance. And I gotta say, we got what was advertised. But now that we're in 2020, does this TV special still hold up? Well, I'm about to revisit this epic story that the Penguins of Madagascar has to offer. I mean, really, this thing is pretty much 10 years old now. So this is the TV special, Dr. Blowhole's Revenge. Which, by the way, you can find it on the Operation DVD, DVD, or the Operation Blowhole DVD, which has both this special and the two-part sequel. Now, mind you, the sequel was aired on TV in its entirety when it had first premiered, so I don't get what the point was to split it into two parts. So yeah, the Operation Blowhole DVD is what I'll be using for this review, because why not? Because it has loads of diabolical fun! I'm so excited. And also of note, I wasn't able to get rid of the subtitles because of the DVD player that I was using for my computer. It's one of those plug-in USB DVD players that you can use, seeing that Microsoft did away with having built-in DVD players in them. But whatever, the performance of the DVD player was still good. So without further ado, proceed. The special opens with a quick title sequence of dynamite rolling through the title letters, which is a simpler opening sequence than the original, where we're introduced to the characters, including King Julian, who parties inside a wooden crate. Seems to me he likes living in New York despite having his kingdom in Madagascar. Oh, I'm sorry. What story was this again? Dr. Blowhole's Revenge? Or a story about the Wild West, which the Netherlands will deliberately confuse as the United States, in a show about a clown in a spinning circus tent?
Boombaland in Amerika.
Oh, that's a relief. For a second I thought that the cactus was going to be a character. The penguins sneak into an outhouse, but they set off more than one booby trap in there. That one doesn't do it.
Seems Dr. Blowhole isn't as smart as he thinks he is!
Okay, that'll do it. Now, imagine this scene with Jaws and let the fun begin.
Penguins. We meet once again.
Well, well, Blowhole. It's been a long time.
Well, well, well. Too long.
Well, 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 well.
Whoa,
well,
whoa, whoa,
well,
hold on a
Blowhole.
second.
It's
No
been
one
a
told
long
me that there was
time.
going to be a
Well,
two-sided
well, well.
debate. Please,
Too
someone
long.
stop
Well,
this.
well, well.
Oh, thank God. Now, in case you didn't know, that's Neil Patrick Harris as the villain, which, by the way, is a good choice, because his performance is astounding. Believe me when I say that he knocks it out of the park. Harris brings the charisma and the zest to pretty much every role that he touches. And also, the villain's character design is amazing. In some of my videos, I would talk about the character designs being important when it comes to the villains. In the LarryBoy 2D series, I talked about how Greta Von Gruesome had a unique character design because of her power gloves that made her zap people. Although her episode was mediocre, she's still a rare gem that you'll find in the series because of the ways she's designed. But with Awful Alvin, even though he has a pretty good character design, his strange behavior almost works against that. Because when you have an intro where the villain is supposed to be threatening, all of that seems pointless when you have the villain dancing to disco music and talking to inanimate objects. Here, Dr. Blowhole has an amazing look, and the scenario that he's in supports it. You see him with the cyborg eye, which raises the question of how he got disfigured in the first place. Although we never get an answer for that, it still works. And yes, I like that he's a dolphin, because you would never associate a dolphin to be villainous in real life, but instead sociable and funny. And again, the story supports his appearance. Just like the bad apple with her spider legs and her spinning webs to trap people and have them fall into their personal temptations, Dr. Blowhole uses a segue to get around on land, as if he's protesting the natural order of being a slave to the water, because of how he was treated as a dolphin performer. Well, we'll get to that later on in this video. So Dr. Blowhole explains his evil plan to the penguins via this big boast about his equipment.
I have installed a layer theater system. High definition with surround sound. Extremely spendy.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know your shopping list from Best Buy. Or Amazon. Hold on a minute, was Amazon even around in 2010? So after telling the penguins about his upcoming Beast project, which I'm gonna stick this on here for future reference, I would say just keep that in the back of your mind. Don't worry. Okay,
We got us a laser show, boys.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking over this epic fight scene. Oh wow, I didn't think that the special was going to be this short. But no, after that fake out, Dr. Blowhole swears revenge before getting the heck out of there, leaving the penguins in the self-destructing lair. Oh no, how will they ever escape? Oh wait, this was all a flashback and Private is telling the zoo animals the story of the penguins confronting the villain in a desert. But apparently the animals are like, meh, and they go about their normal day at the zoo.
I'm just cheesed that Marlene doesn't believe in Dr. Blowhole.
Yeah, back in the day, whenever I would tell my peers about LarryBoy, they would either laugh at me or call me retarded. So, yeah, I hear you, Private. I hear you. It also doesn't help that King Julian is wanting to be a spy, but Skipper isn't having it.
You ringtail? Facing the likes of Dr. Blowhole? You wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Skipper, you should also tell him about the bad apple. She's a master manipulator and she knows how to trick people. I'd say Julian wouldn't last 30 seconds with her. In fact, he'll be victim to her in 5 seconds if he was the cameraman. So, of course, Julian is bummed out until the shaky camera decides to kidnap him. But the worst is yet to come when we see that Dr. Blowhole has been secretly watching the penguins the whole time.
I have unmasked your Achilles heel, Skipper. Your greatest vulnerability.
You feed!
Hey, if you're still watching this and you're one of the million kids in the world who didn't know what an Achilles heel was before now, well, Dr. Blowhole just explained it to you. Seriously, was there a point in that?
You've cut off the peanut butter Winky supply lines.
What? No. But somebody write that down.
Or just sell him out to the Bad Apple and have her throw Skipper into the chocolate room. I mean, come on, she'll make him feel right at home with Larry Boy swimming in a chocolate river. Seriously, you just told your enemy another weakness that he probably didn't know about until now. I mean, come on guys, is there any logic in this world? But Dr. Blowhole has a dark secret to tell our heroes. Now, let's see if this new evil scheme is as convincing as his mugging.
Life will be drained of meaning, for I have captured your best friend!
Help!
Okay, was he about to do a little ASMR when he got close to the mic there? Skipper isn't worried about Julian being kidnapped, even though the villain shows footage of them being quote-unquote BFFs. Seriously, does Dr. Blowhole work for TMZ all of a sudden? Well, I'm sorry, those clips prove nothing. Not to mention, they might have been taken out of context seeing that they were from past episodes. So, despite the villain warning that he'll kill Julian if they did anything to stop him, Skipper is just chill about it. So, I guess the special's over? Who needs Julian? He was gonna get a forgettable Netflix series in the future. Skipper, what's Netflix? You don't want to know, Private. You don't want to know. So they go to save Julian anyway because, yeah, this special did promise us a battle with Dr. Blowhole. So what's the holdup? But oh wait, this is getting serious. Let's throw in some comic relief.
Question, why are we laughing?
Okay, in my mind, that surprised look alone was my initial reaction to Larry Boy in that robbery scene in League of Incredible Vegetables.
The jig is up. The jig is... That's better. The jig is up!
Yeah, I'm still disappointed in what they did with Larry Boy in that movie. So rather than escape with his life like any hostage would, Julian decides to fart around with our villain, which ends up with him falling down and letting Julian pick him up and...
Ooh, your skin is surprisingly pleasant to the touch.
Always make time to moisturize.
First of all, risky. Second of all, what is this, an ad for Aveeno or Dove? Huh. I can totally see that. No. Where did my TVY rating go? The show saves us from 50 Shades of Dolphin, as we see our heroes coming in to rescue Julian, or they just get kidnapped and realize that he's... because they had to throw it in there, I guess. Oh no, what is Dr. Blowhole up to now? Well, we get a backstory of how he was humiliated by the humans because he had to perform tricks with this ring of fire thingy, which he calls his newest invention that's stationed in the Arctic. Evil plot aside, his backstory is so generic that even the Penguins have to point out that he's a cliché.
So obvious. Humiliated by the human.
Activate the ring of fire.
Melt the Arctic. Well, how did we do, punk?
They got you there, Doc. So what's an endgame without some more comic relief? Is he okay? Can anyone check for a pulse? Oh, never mind. That was easy. Okay, so we have a fight scene. And that was easy. That's easy. That's also easy. Gosh, imagine if Larry Boy's fight with the Bad Apple was that easy. Oh, remember moments ago when I said to remember the monster presentation at the beginning? Well, everything comes full circle for some reason. What, did Dr. Blowhole work on this monster between scenes? Or did you and Julian talk about it during your smooth skin session? So just as when all hope is lost. Okay, another thing that's easy to do in this climatic scene. Just as when all hope is lost.
Bad news for non-swimmers.
Can you idiots let me wrap this up? Gosh! as I was saying, just as when all hope is lost, oh, what a surprise! Julian was acting as a double agent this whole time, and he turns off the ring of fire, much to the villain's dismay.
You have foiled my plan for revenge, but for that, I will get revenge.
You're wearing out your welcome, Doc. But let me be clear, Neil Patrick Harris never wears out his welcome. And the special ends with the Penguins and Julian going home, only for the zoo animals to care less about what happened. Julian kidnapped? Oh well, no one cares. So now that you got a taste of one of the best supervillains in my book, does his debut special still hold up? And I say debut special because we see him again in 2011 with an hour-long special, or 46-minute long special if you don't include the commercial breaks. And they sing in that one. Yeah, no joke, but that's a story for another day. This was a pretty good TV special to sit through, mainly because Neil Patrick Harris was the most charming thing in this. I mean, sure, this thing might have had some questionable moments, but they weren't LarryBoy and the Bad Apple risky. But aside from that, it's a simple hero versus villain adventure where they have to rescue somebody even though the victim conveniently plays both sides, which helps move the plot along. But in the end, none of the side characters are going to care about the story's plot anyway. But I care. I care about the special a lot. So much so that when my high school economics teacher played this during class one time, I was super excited, while everyone else looked at me like I was taking crazy pills. True story. Needless to say, this special was something to look forward to, since the series was building up to it anyway. So was it worth it? Yeah. Is it worth checking out? Absolutely. Give it a watch and decide for yourself. So that was my review on Dr. Blowhole's Revenge. Again, this was another non-LarryBoy review. If you want to see more non-LarryBoy reviews, as well as the LarryBoy reviews in the future, please give this video a like and please subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a review on the sequel pretty soon. Hopefully, because I know I got shows from the Netherlands that I need to review as well, because I promised you guys that last year, especially with the clown one. Yeah, still haven't forgotten about that. But anyways, thanks for watching, and on that note, this has been the LarryBoy Fanatic, the eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy universe. See ya guys! And Dr. Blowhole, you want to tango with LarryBoy? You're on.